Now, right here's this upper torque mount that we're going to be replacing. Okay, to get to that, this intake air duct system is going to have to come out of the way because this cover here that covers your coilovers and plugs has to come off to get to these bolts. Alright, this is a 15 and this one is an 18. And before I start on this, I want to point something out. Be really careful right here because you can crack this taking this bolt off. So you're going to have to be really careful and not get any pressure against this thing. So I think I'll put it back here. $18 on the bottom, 17 on the top. Why do I do that? To keep from losing it. I'll have to get another light. This one's going bad. It's a 7mm. This upper intercooler hose. Now I say these clamps are 7mm. Yours may be different. I don't know. Don't want to jerk on this stuff because this stuff's easy to break. Now I can get to that a little better.
That's not supposed to come out. That's supposed to stay in there.
Okay. There's a rubber hose hooks in right there. Goes down under there somewhere, and there's two more hoses under this. A large and a small one right in here. Can you see where I'm pointing? See them right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's a torque screw here, and there's one under this, and I'm going to go ahead and take this piece off right here. Okay, we want to be as easy with this as we can. This thing is probably easy to break. All right. There's where those two hoses connect. And there's one of them. Where it goes, I don't have a clue. And here's the other one. Now we're down here to this cover, which we can get off. And it's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Torx bolts, and we may have to loosen these two. We'll see. And these are not really tight because I've had it off before, and they don't need to be tight. It's snugged up is all. Okay. You might be able to get that off without taking this loose, but there are two clips on either side of this thing. Right there's one of them. There's one like it on the back side. So I'm just going to leave it there because of this turbo hose. No need in working it out there if I don't have to. And voila. Now, on those little Torx bolts, they're into this aluminum alloy, so that's why you don't want to get them real tight, because they will strip out. They don't need to be super tight. Okay, now we get to our bolts. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And that goes to the transmission dipstick tube. Okay. And here's your coilovers, and your spark plugs are under those. When you put this cap back on, make sure that you don't have any of these wires pinched between the cover, because it'll short out and you'll get all kinds of codes and problems. These are 14 millimeter. And this little nut right here is a 12. Here's a brand dang new one. And we reverse the process. Honestly, I don't know what these torque at. Just get them good and tight. I would suspect maybe 80 foot-pounds maybe. Little slot right here around it, and there's a little edge right here that goes where it goes. That needs to fit in that slot. That's as tight as I get them. Don't need to be any tighter. We think where that mount was loose and moving around, we think it's broken this intake port. I think we can patch it some way.
Yep.
Alright, we're going to try it. We cleaned this up a little bit. I'm going to try my hand at plastic welding. Never done it before. I've seen it done, but this hard plastic, it may not work, but I'm going to try it. All right, here's our first attempt at plastic welding. Well, my daughter did it. But we took a piece of this is off of an old car. We cut a piece of plastic out of it and melted it, and then took a soldering iron and just kind of welded that in here. So don't ask me any questions about plastic welding, because I don't know. We just kind of cobbled this together here. I think we'll take a file maybe and just kind of clean it a little bit, but I think it'll do what it needs to do. These things are I think they're about $120 on eBay or something. Thing is, if you break one of them, you know, your car's out of service until you get one. So we felt like we could fix this one, and it would do just fine.
Redneck ingenuity.
Make sure you got your hose up here. You can get to it. Hold these tubes back here and make sure they're in there good, seated in there good. All right, we're good and level. We're lined up here with our bolts. So we're good to go. You got your torque screws here that holds this thing to your intake. And make sure when you put these screws in, you got to make sure it's not in a bind, because if you'll break that tab on your plastic. So make sure everything is lined up good and where it's supposed to be before you start putting the screws in. Alright, same thing on these. Go easy. You don't want to break that. If these don't fit good, you might have some issues with your running, while your car runs. Lined up here. Now you might have a little oil, a little residue here. Not that big of a deal. As long as your car is not blowing smoke, your turbos are going to throw a little oil no matter what you do, in my opinion. Okay. If this hose right here is real kind of mushy and more rubbery than it should be, it's probably saturated with oil. If that's the case, you might want to look at your turbos. That's a little too much oil in my opinion. Two hoses are on. Screws there. That clamp's tight. These clamps are tight. That's tight. So we got her cross brake in. Make sure this mount here is okay. Keep in mind that there's another torque mount in the front on the bottom. It stabilizes the bottom too, so check that one too while you're at it. This one's off. Now let's see if it'll run. Well, it still runs. Now that hole in that intake there did throw a check engine code. So we are now using VIDA to check and clear the codes. If you haven't seen my video on VIDA, you might want to take a look at it.